once too, and it bring a bad feeling in a European land. You have eyes to see, let them see. You have ears to hear, let them hear.
Sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
You look so big. All right, we will fix it after. All right, good morning, everybody.
Is it normal now? It's normal.
No, the height's not the same. We gonna fix it after. Sure. All right, so good. No, I look big. Good morning to everybody. We are back with you for another day. For those of you who are just tuning in, yes, we are back. We are back. All right, it is Wednesday.
Are we getting closer and closer to the launch of Vincy 2026?
Indeed we are.
Vincy media launch yesterday. Yeah, it was nice. I like it.
I looked at parts of it, and I was looking at the status of a friend of mine who was actually at the launch, and she said it was one of the best launch. So she gave commendations to Rodney and team.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So yeah,
the only problem I have with it is the timing. I think the timing. A lot of persons was at work, so they couldn't look at it. But
well, I mean, this is why everything is streamed and recorded.
Yeah, so you could go back and watch
in your own time and look at it, right? So yes, as Maka indicated, Vincy Mas, The Great Escape, it is on for 2026, and the official launch is happening on a Saturday. It's a free event. Yeah, don't worry about finding money.
Yeah, make sure you go out and support.
All right, so that is happening this Saturday.
One of the things that I always wonder though is how persons support the CDC shows. Because I notice these days a lot of persons going to the all-inclusive fest. So please go out and support the CDC shows.
Yeah, and I think CDC has been trying their best to make it attractive enough for young persons, you know. I suppose what it is that what I'm seeing from my vantage point, I'm not heavily involved in culture in that way, but I almost feel like it's persons who, let's say, who have an interest in something. Let's say if you grew up playing the pan, right? You would be interested in going to see Panorama, right? Finals and so forth, or semifinals and all of that. Or if you grew up listening to Calypso, because I'm talking about the younger folks now, not the older folks who grew up and were participating in these all the time. But for the younger folks, if you grew up listening to Calypso or taking part in the Calypso activities or competitions, then you would quicker gravitate towards those type of events, you know.
One of the things I noticed over the years, though, a lot of people tend to attend the tents more than actually the Calypso show.
Right.
I'm wondering why.
Because I think the Calypso tent is more kicksy, right? You get a lot more vibes. And remember, at that stage, you are hearing all of these songs, right? You're not hearing those that are only going to make it to finals or those that are... Well, I know they do go through a screening process even before getting to the tents, but I think it's a more kicksy kind of atmosphere, which is why...
Yeah, I believe so too. I believe so.
And you do raise an interesting point and a valid point, because maybe that is also what needs to be done in terms of marketing, right? Marketing, because I've noticed that when you see certain persons are performing, you hear persons say they're going to the tent to listen to that individual, right? And it's another way to
guess sometimes some of those individual that persons go to listen at the tents. Most of the time they're not picking the finals.
Yeah.
So
right. That is also another thing too. Yeah, but that is also another way to maybe target or promote to younger persons. You know, make it a line.
Yeah.
It's like how when you have cricket and so forth, under the lights and so forth, you say like for people like me, I know nothing about cricket, but if you say make it a line, you're gonna make it a line.
Right,
you know,
right,
so I think that is another avenue that they could do in terms of marketing to have that possible spillover effect for persons to attend the finals and the semi-finals.
Yeah, because some of the tens I noticed really, really full.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when you look at the semi-finals and the finals for Calypso, Victoria Park is empty.
And the other thing too, I think is sometimes for younger persons, you're getting the impression that Calypso is all about talking about politics and dreary songs. You know, it's like this kind of monotone kind of way of singing certain Calypsos. But, you know, it's a mix. It's really a mix. And, you know, I think sometimes for some of the Calypsonians, you can find other topics. It doesn't always have to be about politics, right? I know that they've been doing that over the years, right? But they could find other things and not just this heavy focus on partisan politics type of Calypso songs.
It would be interesting to see, to hear now some of these Calypsonians, who they gonna sing about now?
Oh, what they're going to be singing about? I am quite sure that I'm quite sure at some we're going to hear one about the promises, like a song. I probably should write it to them. What a song about promises and pledges, right? Because the NDP being in power now, we know about that first 90 days promises and pledges, right? So I'm just thinking somebody might come out to the song promises and pledges and, you know, take it however they want to take it.
Let me say good morning to Zion. Looking forward to Zion's song this year.
Is that, are you going to sing?
If he's going to sing? I believe he's going to sing, man. Come on.
It'll be interesting to hear what he's singing.
Yeah, exactly. Big up to Zion. I saw Zion on the media launch both yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, and even last year, that guy with the Kixie song, oh gosh, he came out with a real Kixie song, something with woman. Oh gosh, I can't remember the song now. Somebody can remind me. It was making the rounds on social media. The video, I think he was dressed as a woman or something. All right, I'll try to remember it later on. But anyhow, so yes, Vincy Mass is here upon us, and it is not just in the hands of CDC alone to promote it. Even within our own ways, we as Vincentians can do promotions, right? Invite a friend to come over for the carnival season, right? There are lots of clips and so forth, whether it's of mass bands being launched or CDC events, or even just go on the Vincy Mass page and whatever it is that you could share, just share, right? Those things that are of interest to you that you think can help in terms of marketing and promoting, then you can do that.
Maybe this post will remind you of the topic. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, very interesting to know like Abidjan also. Why you live out Abidjan? And well, it's again, and this guy. But yes, interesting to hear the Calypso, where the social commentary and so on and things. So I'm with you with that.
All right.
Stay tuned and see.
All right, Maxwell.
Boy, I tell you, what happened, Vincent?
All right, take care. All right. So yes, Coach just reminded me the song is called Too Rude. Yes, that is exactly the song that I'm talking about. Yeah, Too Rude. Yeah. All righty. So that's it in terms of carnival. All right, let's see what you call it. Let's do that quickly before we get into this morning's topic.
All right, the WhatsApp move is very, very slow this morning. Anyway, we got Coach on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. They're talking about Zion. I want to hear patches.
Patches too. You know. I want to hear Zion patches, especially my good friend Zion.
So tenfold this year then. Since they have so much people they're looking out to hear from.
Let me tell you something. Most Calypsonians are oppositionists. They only can sing at the opposition. They can't speak. you know when you're Calypsonians sing about the government, good thing about the government. They are always opposite the government. So that's why I'm saying that these guys sing almost 25 years against the government. So, I want to see how they don't maneuver. If they're still good, they probably don't sing about the opposition now because they can't sing about the government. That's what they've been singing for.
Well, you're right.
Well, it's left. So
they're going to sing about route. They're going to still sing about route.
Yeah, I believe so.
What? Listen to Alata Calypso. 14-1. What a part. You're going to hear a lot of them. Trust me. A lot of them, trust me, a lot of Calypsonians are not creative. People think they're creative. They're not that creative. I always say, most political song has a template, and you just drop in names and places and things like that. Most of the Calypso, if you listen to it, if you go back as far back as you could go back, and you listen to some of these Calypsonians, Patches have done some real beautiful songs.
Cyanide too, Kojo. We can't leave out Cyanide. Yeah. Cyanide has some good songs.
Yeah, but when they go political, it's when they really, to me, that's when they really sell themselves short. I didn't see any sing political nobody.
I think it needs to be mixed. Yeah, I think it needs to be mixed
because they're going so vindictive about the person. To me, they lose the essence of writing a proper calypso. That's all. That's my take.
Yeah, I agree with you there because. Go ahead.
I don't really go for too many of those straightforward political songs or thief or victimization. To me, them songs don't sing plenty times. If you want to say about victimization, there's plenty creative where you can put that together. Plenty creative words. Some of them is too straightforward, too simple, I should say, too simple. Because be more creative and more in your writing. That's all I'm saying.
All right, Kojo.
All right.
Thanks, Kojo.
So rule is a 10 full this year.
10 full, yes. since so many persons have their eyes on different individuals and what they're going to sing, 10 full. So I guess maybe the tents themselves need to do marketing of that, and CDC give them the extra strength, give them the extra push there, but it would be, all right, so let's take this final call.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, you all talking about Diana, Abijah, and Patty. So why you leave out the money?
What are they call all of them?
That's just a few.
Yeah. We're talking about political song. You cannot forget age. Age is very man who used to beat the ULP. For a couple of years, every year, age beating them. So what we see this year now?
Yeah, 10 full this year.
So instead of the Calypsonians saying, we could be saying, watch a whopper.
All of that I feel covered.
Yeah, because what a calypso this year, let me see it. And we can't forget the man sick neither. Yeah, there is the calypso we have to look out for. Let me see who your muzzle from who ain't your muzzle.
All right, but but I'm hoping that it's not going to be too much political songs because there are other things happening.
It's going to be political songs.
You mean because it's the first year?
Yeah.
The first year.
I believe they're still going to be singing about the opposition.
Well, to be fair, some persons might like me saying this, but there are things that could still be sung, because the opposition leaders in the news practically every week, if you give them a chance every other day. So there are still things that can be sung on. So it's just left to be seen what is done or what is said and what is sung. But I also want to just I
believe it's so easy now to come up with a song. It's all about 14-1 or Whopper or something.
Yeah. They'll find
things.
Yeah. Just trying to edit something here.
Look, somebody saying on the WhatsApp, all the songs this year will be about 14-1.
Yeah. they will find things, but there are things to be found that somebody might come out with a song, thank you, Jesus. Who knows?
Somebody on the WhatsApp saying, I will be singing about fall unbroken promises.
Oh, boy. Okay. Hard, buddy. Hard. All right. But yes, that is what it is. So we are going to, but all in all, it seems like the excitement is building for Vincy Mass, and I'm just quite happy to see it, right? So everybody,
especially inside the Calypsonian arena.
Yeah, but I'm even looking past that. I'm looking at the nation on a whole, from the vendors to everybody who makes an extra change during the carnival season. Everybody just needs to be prepared. So
we have to talk about this vending thing in carnival season. One of these days coming up.
Vending?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we see Fire Empress is there on the live. She said music still to come. But yeah, that's another good thing. I want to commend many of the artists for the early releases of songs, because they're not just waiting till but Carnival launch is happening earlier this year. It's happening in April and not May. But many of these songs are also being released. I saw an email already this morning with a song there for Madzat. So it's coming through. So everybody, they're doing their part. And it's just for us, not necessarily integrally part of it, but to make that push, right? So let's all do it. Let's all get it moving. All right, so we are going to head on out and head directly into today's traffic talk.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM.